This is a demonstration of how that you can fix some errors that you may have made in Level 1, Chapter 2, Project 3. I know that the instructions can be kind of confusing, but remember that you always need to look at the information at the front of the chapters to see if your final document looks like that. What I'm seeing here in this particular student's document is that there are a few errors. One of them doesn't start actually till fair use. I just want to point this out. I'm not sure if it was in your textbook, but when you have a title that is describing something in a document, you need to make sure that it stays on the same page as the paragraph that it's describing. So for this one, fair use is on the first page, and then the information that fair use is describing is on the next page, and that's just confusing to the reader. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to click after prevent. I'm going to hit Control Enter, and that makes sure that fair use goes to the next page. I'm also going to delete that little bit of an extra paragraph there. Alright, now going down through here, everything looks wonderful until I'm noticing this in the last full paragraph. You can see that this is a hanging indent and it shouldn't be. So what I'm going to do is change that around. First of all, I'm making sure that the ruler shows. So if you don't see the ruler when you are creating your document, you can go to View and make sure that this check mark is in front of ruler. I hope you can see that. And it is on this one. Alright, let me fix this. I'm going to select this paragraph, and then if you look on the ruler, you see a couple of little markers. This kind of down pointing triangle is the first line indent. This up pointing triangle is the hanging indent, and then the bottom little square there, if I can get my screen tip to show, is the left indent. So I'm going to select this paragraph and let's make some changes to that indenting. I'm going to go, we can do this a number of different ways, but what I'm going to do first of all is pull that hanging paragraph marker back to where it should be so that it's all just lined up. And now I want to go ahead and have a first line indent like we did with the other paragraphs. You see here and here. So here I can do that a couple of different ways, but the way that I think I'll do it right now is to go to the Home tab, go to Paragraph, Indents and Spacing, and we'll do the first line indent like we did the other one. So I'm going to click OK, and now that lines up with the other paragraphs. The next problem that I see here is that we have kind of the same issue here. However, we want this paragraph to remain a hanging indent. The problem with it is that it begins way over here in the left margin. So with this one, I'm going to pull this over. If you can see on the ruler, I'm pulling that indent, the little block there, in, and now it's a hanging indent like the other two paragraphs. This particular paragraph should also be a hanging indent. Look, we want it to be consistent here. So for this one, I'm going to go back to Paragraph, go under this Indentation Special, and I'm going to choose Hanging, click OK, and now it is in line with the other references. Finally, a few students have had this problem where you're inserting extra line spaces. Notice that there should not be a blank line here. So I'm just going to hit the delete key. And remember, I can see all those little different non-printing characters when I have the show hide button on. All right. Now this document looks beautiful, and you could save and submit that one now. Okay, there were some other issues similar to this, but I just want to make sure that you see the overall picture of what you're trying to do. We have consistent paragraphs now. This is an indented paragraph, so that is fine. On your references, this is typical when you're doing a very formal paper. You have the references are in hanging indent paragraph style, each one of them. They line up here. The indents line up right there. And then at the end, I did not need an extra line space. Hope this helps.